Now. So these were discussions on our videos that we have published on YouTube and Facebook. So a devotee named Bhakta Robin, who is in Germany, Prabhu sent us a few messages regarding Shiksha and Diksha Guru. So we have made the point that the Shiksha and Diksha Guru must be on the same Uttamadakari stage, but he's arguing, or he's saying that Prabhupada has mentioned some second-class Shiksha gurus, and he has provided quotes, and he has given some material for us to look at and then have a discussion on this, the quotes that Prabhupada has written. Okay, so I'll project that on the screen. Give me a few seconds here. All right. Where does it say here? Zoom meeting, share. So this is by, this is, I guess everyone can see it. He's saying here, all right, so he's talking about instructed guru means Shiksha guru. I am the initiated guru, and you should be the instructed guru by teaching what I am teaching and what I am doing. This is not a title, but you should actually come to this platform. This I want. Did you? I am the initiated guru, Prabhupada is saying, and you should be the instructed guru by teaching what I am teaching and doing what I am doing. This is not a title, but you should actually come to this platform. This I want. Srila Prabhupada letter, August 4th, 1975.
To who?
Let me look it up. Let's see. I think this is to, let me see where this letter is going to.
Hare Krishna Narayan, bro. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Jai.
This quote is not coming up. Let me see, where is it coming from? 1 second. August 4th, 1975. Okay, letters. Anyways, let's see. Okay, these are the letters dated August 4th. Okay. Tidy. Okay, here it is.
Madhuvisa.
Yeah, this is to Madhuvisa. This is, okay, Prabhupada is saying here. So let me backtrack. So we've been having the discussion about Shiksha and Diksha gurus. And Bhakta Robin Prabhu is saying that there's two kinds of gurus. One is the liberated soul Uttamadakari, and there's another type of guru, which is a instructing guru that gives you a book or tells you about Krishna consciousness. Not necessarily they have to be on the same platform, Uttamadakari, but they're still a sort of spiritual master in a sense where they're not perfect. Just like it's saying, I am the initiated guru, and you should be the instructor guru by teaching what I'm teaching and doing what I'm doing. This is not a title, but you must actually come to this platform. This I want.
Well, I happen to know Madhuvisa extremely well. In fact, I basically brought him to the Christian movement myself when he was a hippie.
Okay.
And later on, he did a lot of stuff, some of it not very good. Like he left Prabhupada in a quarantine for 10 days because he felt he didn't want to go down to the safe deposit box and get Prabhupada's vaccination, to get Prabhupada's medical records, because he said he was too sick to do it, but he wasn't. He could have done it if he sacrificed himself. So him and Shamasundar, etc., Prabhupada, Shamasundar, and about 4 others were trapped in a quarantine until Madhavisa pulled himself together to get the what you call it, the medical records. Then later on, Madhavisa did a great deal to organize and empower Australia.
Right.
He did a big Rath Yatra festival and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But later on, he blooped and he took his sannyas danda, broke it into pieces, and shipped it to Srila Prabhupada with a rather nasty letter. So that is the person Prabhupada is saying you should be a Shiksha Guru. Does that man agree? That is the qualification of a Shiksha Guru.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that question only he can answer. So anyways, I forgot to add to the content of the message that we got on WhatsApp. So Bhakta Robin is saying here,
The same guy?
Same guy. Yeah, same guy. This is a challenge. How does Narayan Das prove Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru have to be on the same level? Where is the quote? So then Bhakta Robin from, it's not him, it's some devotees that have posed a question to him and told him to
Sure.
ask us. So
But you and I found so many quotes to that effect.
Oh yes, I sent it to him. So that's what I'm going through the discussion here. So we can publish it. So here, there's a quote in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 1.47. It's saying, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj states that the instructing spiritual master is a bona fide representative of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna himself teaches us as the instructing spiritual master from within and without. From within, he teaches as Paramatma, our constant companion, and from without, he teaches from the Bhagavad Gita as the instructing spiritual master. There are 2 kinds of spiritual masters. One is the fully liberated person, fully absorbed in meditation in devotional service, and the other is he who invokes the disciple's spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. Thus, the instructions in the science of devotion are differentiated in terms of the objective and subjective ways of understanding. This is the quote I'm reading here.
From what?
This is from Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 1, verse 47.
Okay, so that looks as though it's fairly clear.
Yeah, so here it's talking.
Is that your quote or he sent the quote?
No, he sent the quote from the Chaitanya Chaitamrita. This is.
And what is he proving by it? What is he trying to say from it?
He's saying that there's 2 types of gurus here. One guru is here, which is Prabhupada saying, one is the liberated person fully absorbed in meditation in devotional service, and the other is he who invokes the disciple's spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. So,
But who is to say that? Is he saying that neither of them need to be an Uttamadhikari, or one is Uttamadhikari, or they're both Uttamadhikaris?
Okay, one second. Okay, he's here on our post here. Hare Krishna, Bhakta Robin Prabhu. We're just discussing your post, Prabhu. So you're here live. So thank you very much for coming.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Prabhu.
Yes.
Oh, Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Srimad
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
thank you. Jai.
So let's go over it, Prabhu, Robin Prabhu, Dr. Robin
Yes.
Prabhu. Can you
Okay.
go ahead?
Well, one devotee in Germany sent this to me, and I think he's right. You know, according to him, there are two types of Shiksha gurus: a first-class Shiksha Shiksha guru who's on the same level as Prabhupada, and like a second-class Shiksha guru, what we should call like a way-showing guru, like a bhakta who explains the Bhagavad Gita to his friend. You know, because this is said in this quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita that he sent. One is the liberated person fully absorbed in meditation and devotional service. The other is he who invokes the disciple's spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. So according to this quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 1.47 Purport, there are two types of Shiksha gurus. And I think he's right, you know, I couldn't disprove him. So.
Well, yes, it's just a question of taking the word Uttama Diksha Guru is clear. He must be a Uttamadhikari in his rasa with Krishna in Krishna Loka, descending to become the Guru. Okay. Now the Shiksha Guru is described in the same terms. We have many quotes to that effect from Prabhupada. However, we have to take into account if Prabhupada writes the Bhagavad Gita. Did you hear that part about Prabhupada's astrological chart where his pen is emitting fire for illuminating all the population by his writing? So anybody who reads that writing done with the fiery pen of Srila Prabhupada, as long as he doesn't change the conclusion of what Prabhupada said, then what he says is as good as Prabhupada saying it. And I think that is the essential idea that Prabhupada had in mind. If he's including such people as Shiksha Guru, it means they're not adding or subtracting from whatever he said. Of course, if you're not an Uttamadhikari or a pure devotee, you're going to be adding and subtracting simply because you still have bodily consciousness. So are we going to say that a person with no bodily consciousness can be Shiksha Guru? Well, that makes sense. But I gave the example, which you may or may not have heard. Did you hear about Madhudisa? Prabhupada called him he should be a Shiksha Guru. But he committed so many unbelievable offenses to Srila Prabhupada. And that's when he gave up sannyas and broke his Tridanda, sent it to Prabhupada with a very unpleasant letter attached to it. Prabhupada wept when he saw the broken Tridanda and read the letter. And then later on,
Prabhu, who did this?
A person Prabhupada said should become like a Shiksha Guru.
It was Madhudisa Prabhu that did that.
Okay, yeah. The Australian guy. Okay, I know. Thank you.
Well, Australian. He was actually from California. I actually brought him. He wanted me to join the movement, and I said, why? Because I wasn't interested at that time. He said, because I want to join, and I know if you join. He said, if I join, I probably won't stay. But if you join, if you bring me there and take me to the temple and we join together, then I know I will stay.
Okay.
That's what he said to me when he was a hippie. We were living in I don't know if you ever heard of the rock musician, what is it, Frank Zappa, right? Frank Zappa?
Yeah, I heard about him. Did you also know? Did you also know Ronald Prabhu and my false guru? His name was David Bruce Hughes. He's from New York. He was his initiated name was Das Anudas Das. You knew him?
It sounds familiar, but what was his karmi name?
David Bruce Hughes.
I don't know. Who was he initiated by?
By Prabhupada. He was living in New Televan. Later, he was a fat guy, you know, like fat guy, white hair. He was a musician from New York, and he was living later in New Televan. He's a Prabhupada disciple, first generation.
Was he a Ritvik Prabhupada disciple?
No, he was a false guru, and later he had sadomaso, gay sex with his ashram disciples, and he was exposed. Ronald and I, we both joined on the internet. So Ronald Singh, he's my Vartma Pradaksha guru. He was the first devotee who preached to me on the on his
Oh,
forum.
how wonderful! That's amazing. Ronald Singh, now Ramachandra is, we give him name, spiritual name, but not Diksha, but is as good as Diksha, but I mean, better than Ronald is Ramachandra. But, but yes, okay, I'm getting the picture. So do you see the idea of the Shiksha Guru? It seems, Prabhupada also, there was another quote that someone brought to us defending the idea of the Shiksha Guru being, you know, an ordinary man, perhaps. And
Ronald had it on the screen. Ronald, can you share it again on the screen, the quote from the GBC?
He had Kirtanananda named as a Shiksha Guru. And of course, that didn't work out too well for Kirtanananda, right?
Yeah. So is this the quote, Robin Prabhu?
Yes. Here Prabhupada is again enforcing this idea of the Shiksha Guru. This was also sent to me, this quote. So in my personal understanding now, I think you could either call it a second-class Shiksha Guru, like an ordinary guy who just repeats what Prabhupada said. Either you could call it a second-class Shiksha Guru, or you could, like, it's almost the same as a Vartma Pradaksha Guru, you know. I think...
Yes.
But the trouble with the term Shiksha Guru, it makes it sound like he gets a special designation as being Shiksha Guru. From the way I'm hearing, and I took initiation in September 20th, 1968. So, and I got to hear a lot of stuff, as you might say. I spent many years in association with Srila Prabhupada. But when you hear that sort of distinction, that sort of, it seems pretty much that anybody who gives a class and anybody who tells you something about Krishna without adding or subtracting what Prabhupada has said or written would be, in that sense, a Shiksha Guru. Not that he's a special guy who is a Shiksha Guru because he does it so well. I just doubt that that is the case.
Yeah, it's like a second-class Shiksha Guru, like any ordinary person who just, you know, like preaches what he knows.
So if you preach to someone, then you're the Shiksha Guru.
No, I'm a second-class Shiksha Guru, you know. I'm not according to the quote, there are two Shiksha Gurus. And the liberated one, I'm not the liberated one, you know. I would say, I would call me a second-class Shiksha Guru then.
And
if you want to, but I think it's a dangerous word, frankly.
It is a dangerous word, because when you say Shiksha Gurus, I mean, the Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all the 6 Goswamis, they had Shiksha Gurus also. So, you know, you call them, you know, different.
They're first-class Shiksha Gurus. They're liberated Shiksha Gurus, you know. But I think it's just a technicality, you know. It's like, you know.
Our problem is that based on the not so elevated Shiksha Guru, the ISKCON initiators, the Kanista Adhikari initiators of ISKCON, then they say they are Shiksha Gurus, and they make it sound as though that's next door to being Diksha Guru. In fact, they say they're Diksha Gurus even without any qualification to connect anyone actually with Krishna on the personal basis.
Yes. I have another question to Ramachandra Prabhu. Our false guru, David Bruce Hughes, aka Das Anudas Das, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Now he rejected Prabhupada as his guru, but that was his initiative name. And he was exposed on the internet. Somebody posted the pictures, the sex pictures he had with his disciples on the internet. And now somebody emailed me that somebody wants to accept him as a guru. So I need these pictures to send it to this guy, you know. You still have this, Ramachandra?
No, this was well, what, 12 years ago or something? 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was in 2012. He was exposed by a Russian devotee, Andrei from a Russian devotee who's living in Canada. He was exposed in 2012. But maybe you can just testify that it's true, you know. Maybe you can, I will send them the video then. Maybe you can just testify that everything I said that David Bruce Hughes was exposed as having sex with his own ashram disciples, that it was true. Maybe you can testify here on video. I testify that it's true.
Sure. I was not there when that was well, actually I was there, but I was not living at the ashram. That was going on since many years. He was into this homo crazy, whatever you call it. I never heard.
Yes, but you had photographs at one time?
No, not me. There was this guy that exposed him
on the internet, right?
On the internet, yeah. So he was an exposed guru. So
and that person on the internet no longer has the pictures?
it should be somewhere. I'm not sure. You know, I was not.
Yeah, his name was Shaktipat Seer. His YouTube name was Shaktipat Seer. He was like an American guy, but I'm not sure if the stuff is still online. You know, I will just later make an excerpt from this video and then I will send it. You know, because we have both seen it. You know, that David Bruce Hughes was having sex with his own ashram disciples and that he was exposed. You know.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy how he was getting money and doing all kinds of secret things behind closed doors, you know.
Yeah, one devotee, his name is Peter, Bhakta Peter.
Yeah.
I was still in contact with him for some time, you know. Now he like sort of disappeared, you know. He's not replying to my messages, but he told me that David Bruce Hughes had all the ashram devotees touch his feet 4 times a day, you know. Everybody in the ashram, he had to bow down to him 4 times a day. And another devotee, his name is David Lugan. He told me that when he was chanting the Narayan Kavacha prayers, and he did the mudras, the hand gestures, then he pointed the mudra at David Bruce Hughes, and because he was such a big demon, you know, he was like pushed away by the energy of the Kavacha mantra, of Narayan Kavacha. So he was definitely a very, very big demon, you know. He was also into black magic and stuff like this, apparently.
He tried black magic on us, but it never worked.
He was initiated by Prabhupada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have an idea which year?
I'm not sure, you know, but there's still a letter in the Veda base, you know. I posted this letter in our WhatsApp group a couple of weeks ago, because you were having a discussion about if anybody can write books, you know. And in this letter, Prabhupada is telling him he can write articles or something like this, and he should just repeat what's in the book and should not imagine something, you know. I posted this letter in the public WhatsApp group, not the League of 10K, but the other WhatsApp group.
Okay, so I think, should we go on with the Shiksha and Diksha Guru thing, or?
Haribol, it's very tough to accept that Srila Prabhupada's disciple would go so badly. So
well, he rejected Prabhupada
so
now, and he's making a new guru scam, you know. Now he started a guru scam in India, but he's a Mayavadi now, and he was such an offender that Prabhupada kicked him out of the parampara. He rejected Prabhupada, and he's still offending Prabhupada on his new website. He's blaming Prabhupada that he did all these offenses, you know. He's not. He's a very big demon, you know. If I ever meet him, you know, I will extract the donations from him, you know. You can be sure. If I ever meet him physically, then I will extract the donations from him.
He's doing offenses against a pure devotee.
And when you're finished extracting the information, we will come to his Shraddha ceremony when you're finished with it.
It will not be a pleasant thing for him, you know. I can assure you of that, you know. He's supposed to be in Europe now. I got this information on this email that he's supposed to be
this
in
is
Europe.
live. This is live what's going on here. So I'm not sure if you want to say all this stuff live. So
Well,
No,
you
it's
know,
okay. It's okay. Let him
I
say it.
never,
No?
I
Let
never
the world
said
know it. No?
anything, you know, that's illegal, you know. I just said I will extract some donations from him that he illegally collected in the name of Prabhupada, you know. That's not illegal, you know.
Okay, so hmm. Okay, so the Shiksha and Diksha Guru thing I think is cleared up now, right? So
Yeah.
I was making an example that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed many of his followers to study under different gurus. For example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the guru, or Sarup Damodar was the guru, and Jiva Goswami. Who was the guru of Jiva Goswami? Was it Rupa Goswami or Lord Chaitanya?
Or Narottam Das Thakur.
No, no. Jiva Goswami is a contemporary, or little was the younger brother of Rupa Goswami.
Yeah.
So many of the Goswamis, they were instructed to go study under different gurus. The Diksha Guru was someone else, and the Shiksha Guru was someone else. So that
we
is
should
the
understand that all the Goswamis were descended gopis from Krishna Loka.
yes, yes. So
So it
let's
means there's no
Yeah.
question of them not being liberated.
liberated.
devotees.
So yes,
So the matter of shiksha gets complicated because shiksha on earth, we can say, well, I'm learning this, I'm learning that from my shiksha guru. But in Krishna Loka, they already have complicated pastimes that they brought down with them and acted out in their sannyasi bodies instead of in their gopi bodies.
right.
So
Yes.
the shiksha guru, that for them, it gets tangled up with these intricate pastimes of Krishna Loka, which they brought with them and were acting out secretly while just like mendicant sannyasis.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
I mean, nobody would have guessed by looking at them that they were actually the top range of gopis.
Hmm. All right, Robin Prabhu, anything else you wanna, since you're here?
Yeah, welcome.
He always watches our videos and he comments on it. So I told him, hey, why don't you
Well,
come?
jumped in with both feet.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
sort of a bad time for me, you know. Like I just fell asleep today and then I woke up, you know. I just like I was very tired and then I fell asleep and then I just woke up and I saw Ramachandra's message, you know, so that I came online.
So, are you in Germany?
Yeah, I'm in Germany.
So what time is it?
It's like 5 in the morning.
Haribo,
it's
you have
good time
a
to-
YouTube
You're
channel
supposed
too,
to be-
right?
You're supposed to be up and saying your Gayatri at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not a Brahmin, you know. Like I usually don't chant in the morning, you know. Like I chant, like it's always like I have no regulated schedule or something like this, you know. I chant, you know, whenever like it fits, you know.
So do you have a job? Do you work?
No, I'm in Germany. The good thing is you get unemployment benefits, you know.
Oh, nice.
Chai. This is good one.
Yeah, like in Germany, if you don't have a job, then like the government they pay your rent and they give you money for your food. And I'm
Great, Haribo.
since 2009, I think I only worked for around 2 years. So in the
Really?
last 12 years, I only worked for 2 years. But I'm a little bit afraid now that Germany might collapse, you know, because they are destroying the industry right now, you know. Right now, they're shutting down all the power plants in Germany because of this so-called Green Deal. And the energy price is the highest energy price in the world. It's already exploding. Like the factories are shutting down. So Germany had a very strong industry, and now that they want to destroy this, you know. So I'm sort of afraid, you know, what's going to happen in the future.
I've always been a naturalist. I've always been a conservationist, but I will say that this global warming is not, I do not consider it to be genuine. There is a global warming, but it's not necessarily caused by people completely. And it can be adjusted more subtly than the way they're doing it. The
Well,
reason I
it's-
believe that is from the
It's actually what you're saying is true, but I don't want to get Ramachandra's channel banned, you know. So I think like maybe we can just call it fantasy heating here, you know, like and it's something used by the demons, you know. Prabhupada said the same thing when the moon landing happened, you know. When the moon landing happened, Prabhupada said next they will increase the taxes, you know. They use this as a cover-up to increase the taxes. So in Germany, this is they're already taxing the people very heavily, you know. And now they need a fantasy, a new fantasy to get more to tax the people more heavy. It's already happening now. Here, all the fuel is extremely expensive now. Fuel, heating, all these prices are exploding because they're putting a carbon tax on it.
unbelievable. It's insane.
Well,
But,
Germany lost the war, you know. Germany lost the war. That's why it's happening.
Germany never loses. After the war, Germany bounced back in the most incredible way.
Exactly. Germany has that power to take companies up.
Well,
Yeah.
many people know this, that Germany is not even a country, you know. It's just like a how do you call it? Like it's like the Allied forces, you know. They control Germany. After the Second World War, it never got the status of a country. For example, if I apply for unemployment benefits, I'm treated as a customer. You know why?
Really?
Because Germany is not a country; it's a GmbH. It's like all the government institutions. They're companies. They're not actually
I thought GmbH was government.
No, that's a private company. If you open a private company, it's called GmbH in Germany. So if I apply,
like a corporation.
it's comparable to a corporation in America. If I apply for unemployment benefits, I'm called as a customer. It's really true. I can show you the letter. I have
Germany
a customer number.
doesn't have a political system. I mean, they don't have their own prime minister or something else.
Yeah, they have, but I'm just saying it's not.
Angela Merkel.
Yeah, but it's not a country, you know. Since the Second World War, it's not a country. For example, America, they can do military operations in Germany without telling the German government. Because since the Second World War, it's not a sovereign country. It's like it's like an administrative zone of America and the Allied forces.
But Germany has a military, no?
Yeah, but it's not operational. I used to do a license, you know, and the teacher, he was a former military, and he told us that none of the tanks in Germany, they're actually operational.
One of the biggest, I mean, car makers are from Germany, right?
Yeah, but they're shutting this down now. Like 30,000 people lost their job in the car industry. That's why Germany is so wealthy, you know, because of this industry. But it's getting destroyed right now due to the Great Reset, you know, by the World Economic Forum.
Unbelievable.
Jai. All right.
Yeah.
Was Angela Merkel doing a good job?
No, she absolutely wrecked Germany, but this is on purpose, you know.
I see.
Prabhu, you do one thing. Come to India. We'll live together in Vrindavan. Come together.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe applying for like either Israeli citizenship because my grandmother was Jewish, or I would apply for Israel, for India, you know. I tried to come to India, but I was so sick, you know. I was actually living in Jaipur for 1.5 years.
Really?
Jai.
I'm very fond. Were you staying at a temple in Jaipur?
Yeah, in the Hare Krishna Community Center in Jaipur, yeah.
So it's in Jagatpura, right? That Akshay Patra one or the separate community?
No, there's a smaller community also. They're also Prabhupada Nugas. It's in near Sitapura. I think
Got it, got
Pratap
it, got it.
Nagar now.
I live there only, bro. So I just live 1 to 2 kilometers from there. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. There's there's a big circle, where all the like these birds are.
Got
Near
it,
to
got it, got it. Yeah.
near to a Hanuman temple. There's a famous Hanuman temple very near there. Yeah.
Yeah, Haribol. Got it, got it. Yeah.
Is this Pratap Nagar? I think it's called Pratap Nagar or something like this.
Pratap Nagar, Pratap Nagar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Your accent is a bit different. It's Pratap Nagar, yeah.
Pratap Nagar, yeah. It's there.
I live there only, bro. Exactly there, almost like 1 to 2 kilometers from there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can also go, they have a Hare Krishna village also. They were with Akshaya Patra before, but the temple president, he wanted to make a farm. And back in the days, Madhu Pandit, he didn't like this farming idea. Now, Madhu Pandit, he changed his mind after he heard that Prabhupada said in 2023, the Western civilization will collapse. So Madhu Pandit changed his mind about the farms now. But back in the day, Madhu Pandit didn't want to do a farm. So that's why this temple president, he separated from Akshaya Patra and he started this Hare Krishna village.
That was much earlier in 2003 only. That's much earlier in 2003 or 4 when they were there. He separated and he made his own community.
Were there any Westerners participating in that farm project?
Yeah, I was there, like other Western devotees also visit there. This temple in Jaipur, they are not against Western devotees, like in Akshaya Patra, they don't have any Western devotees. They don't like them.
Well, it's Madhu Pandit's partner that doesn't like Western devotees. They've argued, and I think in a bogus way,
Is it true?
that it's because
true,
of the
bro?
Western devotees that ISKCON was turned, why the GBC took over all of ISKCON.
Is it true? Because, bro, I have seen various individuals. I mean, when I come down to temple, morning, day out, day in. So I've seen various foreign devotees being sitting in the Bhagavatam lectures and having their rooms upstairs, which they have made. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen them in the temple.
In which temple? In Akshaya Patra temple?
Yes, Haribol. I've been in touch with them from around 2013. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I had an argument with the temple president of Jaipur, of Akshaya Patra Jaipur.
What's his name? What's his name, Haribol?
This was years ago. I don't know what's his name, but I told him, the ISKCON gurus are cooperating. Why shouldn't we Prabhupadas also cooperate? But he never agreed. So yeah, I can definitely testify that the Akshaya Patra people, they want some confrontation, but maybe they changed their mind now, but
because various Vaishnavas come in and come out, which I have seen. I mean, they sit in the Bhagavatam lectures. I mean, Vishaka Prabhu, who's a very good guitarist, right, musician. He came just recently, some 1.5 months back.
Yeah, I at least back in the days it was like this, Maybe in Jaipur they're not so fanatic, but what Narayan Prabhu is saying about Madhu Pandit Das is true, In the action, like in the ISKCON Bangalore center, it's definitely true, Maybe in the Jaipur center they're not so strict, but
because
in general they are not favorable towards Westerners so much.
Okay, got it. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything against ISKCON Bangalore. I'm just stating this here. I watched their Bhagavatam class. I think they have some mistakes I don't like. Like for example, now they cut down the Bhagavatam class. They remove the chanting of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to only one time. They remove the word for word. They cut it out of the YouTube videos. This is very offensive to the Srimad Bhagavatam because this is. It's all Bhagavatam, and they remove this from their YouTube video. To make them shorter. So they have there are some problems with them, and they pay the brahmacharis also a commission. They're doing some mistakes, but I think generally they are doing at least a good job, to putting Prabhupada in the center.
Yeah.
So I watch Madhu Pandit's classes regularly on YouTube, like daily. This Bhagavatam class.
Oh. Very nice. Yeah. I visited Bangalore in 2016. I stayed there for a month. I was with a devotee named Rathayatra.
Which one, bro?
Rathayatra.
Okay.
He was staying in Bangalore. I stayed with him. He had a very nice condo where he was staying, belonged to Astrological.
Got it. Yeah. So, bro, I mean, I have heard this, that ISKCON Bangalore has various, centers where if you're falling down, you have a separate, cabin for you. You can again revive your spirituality. This is what I've heard of ISKCON Bangalore. I've not gone there, but yeah.
Well, even in Prabhupada's time, so many devotees fell down. It also happened in Jaipur. Like one of the ISKCON Bangalore brahmacharis, he like ran off with the wife of a donor, and these things
He
happen.
ran off with the wife of a
Donor, like he was
What's his name?
meeting with her to collect donations, and then he fell
Yeah.
down.
What's his name, Haribol? What's his name, Haribol?
Wow, this was some years ago. I don't,
Yeah. I know him, and I was a great follower from him. His lectures were superb for me. This is how me and my mother got in touch with him. So I know the background history and politics of what's going on, what's happened. But yeah,
this
it's
kind of
okay,
things
bro.
happen, even in Prabhupada's times, the devotees were
Yeah,
falling
it's
down,
okay.
and
But they are trying to revive again. No, if you're accepting a mistake
yeah.
and coming again, it's okay. Prabhupada books are everything which you should go for, rather than blaspheming here and there.
No,
That's
I'm
why
not blaspheming him. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
these kind of things just happen, that's just life.
This
Because
can't
Krishna didn't
everywhere. It's
create
everywhere in
us
the
as a
material world.
robot.
You can't do
This
anything.
is all very fascinating, but Ramachandra Prabhu, should we not bring it back into our topic range?
They were discussing, so I think they can put a stop to it now.
Okay.
Yes, Hariva. Okay. Everything happens in this material world.
Okay.
So anything can
Yeah,
happen anytime.
exactly.
So,
You can't do anything.
Bhakta Robin Prabhu, any philosophical things you want to share? You want to discuss, Prabhu?
Well, I cleared up most of the philosophy now, like
Okay.
I don't have I watch the videos, and if I have any thoughts, I like comment on it in the group, in the WhatsApp group, or under the YouTube video.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think you
And
could also do some reading from Prabhupada's books here or something like this, maybe.
We're coming
I was
out
thinking
with a
that.
website. I think you'll be very interested when you see the website, because we're creating a website which is redefining ISKCON for the golden age of Kali, not just for this year or that year, this guy ran off with that guy's wife, sort of thing. Not like that. What we're doing is creating a website that will guide people to the conclusion of how, first of all, the Prabhupada is the last Sampradaya Acharya in our line. And because he's done everything, there's nothing more to be done except expand on what he's done,
My question would be, do you already have a hosting? Do you have a hosting already?
Yes, why do you ask? You have?
No, I'm just asking, because maybe if you needed some help, in this technical area, then we could talk about this.
Well, we might. We have a professional web. Rupa, can you describe what we have? Rupa Manjari?
Okay,
yeah,
anyways.
Gone?
I was muted.
Huh?
Yeah, we have a professional website developer.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
But we may need help with what we're doing on our side, Rupa. Rupa's sort of in charge of the website, and I'm writing content.
Yeah, if you already have the technical problem solved, then you just basically need to create the content, and that's it. I have also many YouTube videos. If you want to link to it, I created also YouTube videos of you, Narayan Prabhu, like the important stuff you were saying in here. I created excerpts and uploaded it to my YouTube channel. Like,
That's
different kind.
Oh,
You mean from the League for 10K?
No, from Ramachandra's YouTube, from this YouTube channel, like I watch all the videos, and if I see something that's like very relevant, then I like create a short excerpt, like a couple of minutes, and upload it as a separate
very
video.
nice. Well, yes, we want to be in strong touch with you. In other words, we meet it's a bad time for you, we understand, but every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, we meet as you know, we meet on this platform of the
Zoom meetings.
Zoom meetings, yes.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I download the meetings, I go to Ronald's channel, and then I download the stuff and listen to it, as an MP3.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm not always online.
Are you a web developer yourself?
No. But like I know a little bit about computer, maybe like Ramachandra, that's why I'm asking. So
could I ask you an off-the-track question? Your name is Robin, correct?
Yes.
But you're German. How is Robin German name?
Well, I think it's the English name, but my mother liked Robin Hood or something like this,
Oh, really? So you're rob from the rich and give to the poor.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I'm more a devotee of Lord Ram, I have a statue of Hanuman also. I worship Hanuman every day,
Yeah. Well, Hanuman, Lord Ramachandra is a expansion of the Vasudeva Vishnu, who is an expansion of Balaram. And Balaram is, of course, the first expansion of Krishna himself. That's how it works.
Jai Bajrang Bali.
Bajrang Bali ki jai. I can chant Hanuman Chalisa in Hindi also. Jai Hanuman Gyana Gunasaga, Jai Kapi Satyo Loku Jaga, Ramaduta Tulita Baladama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama, Mahavira Bikram Bajrangi, Kumati Nivada Smatike Sangi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't want to chant the whole thing because now Narayan was asking. But our family is like my great grandmother was Jewish, and then in the Second World War, this was like pushed under the carpet, because of the situation in Germany, and then the family like converted to Christianity. Like my grandfather, he's a pure German, and then later I became an atheist, and because the Christian religion wasn't making any sense to me, and then until I met Prabhupada, then I became Krishna conscious. So you can see the religion is always changing, but unless we come to Krishna consciousness, then it's all like we're just changing the religions, like changing our underwear,
Well, of course, Krishna consciousness is not a religion. It's the final stage. We've been discussing and we're writing on the website that the Maha Mantra, by hearing it once, you are immediately liberated. And for that reason, you do not need a guru to bring you to the platform of realization. And how does that work? Because Lord Chaitanya is the Yuga avatar. And as the Yuga avatar, Lord Chaitanya is the God that everyone is looking for through their religions. Christian, Jewish, Hindu, whatever religions they have, they're all looking for God. But that Lord Chaitanya is the avatar, he is Radha and Krishna. There is nothing higher than Radha and Krishna Loka. He came here as the avatar, meaning he wiped out the meaning and significance of any branch of any type of religion or theological philosophy.
Well, Prabhu, I have to say this is an amazing realization of yours. I think one other German devotee is also saying the same thing. And
really?
I also think in that way that you have an amazing realization about this. I can tell you one story. We were worshipping a deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sitapura in Jaipur. And then this deity was moved to the Hare Krishna village, and all the devotees, they noticed it, you know. Then they were worshipping, I think, only Gauranitai, or no, Shalagram Shila, I think. And like they were saying, if you offer the prasadam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it becomes more tasty, you know. Like in Jaipur, many devotees even experience this, you know. If you offer the food to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the prasadam will become more tasty. So
more tasty than the offer to Radha and Krishna, do you mean?
Yeah, or to Shaligram, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it.
It's like a very special form.
You offer to Prabhupada, he offers to Gauranitai, they offer to Radha and Krishna, and therefore it becomes prasadam. So if you are doing that then I agree that will make the prasadam more tasty.
No, I'm just saying that, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very special, you know. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, you know. That's also your realization, you know, about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
More than special. My goodness, he's Radha and Krishna.
So I mean, like you're saying this, like you were just saying, you know, that he came to finish all the religions, you know, in many ways, you know, this is one of the aspects that you realized, or you like distributed about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he came to finish all these religions, you know. And
to tell you the truth, when God was which religion that's ever existed, in spite of their bloodshed, in spite of their prejudice, in spite of their hatred of each other, what religion has said there is no God? They're always saying God, right? And then they say, but that means Allah or Jehovah or Jesus or something. But you know what I mean? So where do they say no God? They all say God. So because they all say God, Krishna, Radha and Krishna, there's nothing higher in the form of God than Radha and Krishna. So, and he becomes Yuga Avatar. That means he has come, it's sort of saying, if I have this religion, if you worship and give me money for my temple, my church, I will take you to God. And Lord Chaitanya stands there and says, excuse me, you don't think I'm God? You know, that's what it boils down to, is that Lord Chaitanya replaced it instantly. And the people are so clinging to their different religions because they have business reasons to do so. You know, that if they were really looking for God, they would chant Hare Krishna immediately.
But I have to say, you know, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's a Tava avatar, you know, he's and he's the most merciful also. Namo Mahavanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishna Chaitanya Namni God Trishena Maha. So he's the most merciful. But unfortunately, the Hare Krishna devotees, you know, they after Prabhupada left, you know, the Hare Krishna movement in the West, it imploded, you know. And I have to say, I have almost no contact to Hare Krishna devotees, like only a few Prabhupada Nugas. I'm in contact with them, but that's it.
Well, yes, but do you see the League for 10K, the League for the 10,000 years of the Golden Age of Kali is what we are actually called. And what does that league mean? Prabhupada had a group before ISKCON called the League of Devotees. So this is an Istagosthi forum where we get together and communicate as spirit soul guided by Paramatma. That's the point, you see. So
I know this, you know, and I agree. I'm just saying, you know, as if you do the accounting, you know, if you do doing the accounting, then I'm just drawing this conclusion.
GBC has to be elected. That's the end of the story. You cannot have GBC without it being elected. Right now, they have so many GBCs.
Yeah, but
gurus.
The whole thing is just a reflections of the devotees. You know, the devotees are not sincere. You know, like I've been preaching that Prabhupada is the spiritual master since 2012. You know, and I had to block all the comments on my YouTube channel because I'm just getting hate from the Hare Krishna devotees. You know, I'm preaching that Prabhupada is living since 2012, you know, and
every year that goes by, new people join the movement, and right now they expect. From dealing with Ramachandra Prabhu in Sacramento, the people are getting more and more bewildered and disillusioned by what they're being given by the ISKCON gurus. So what we're doing is we're setting the record absolutely straight. And it will be proven that all these guys that are ISKCON gurus, they're fine, but not to be gurus, just to be senior devotees and helping people become shiksha gurus, if you like. But in other words, to help people make spiritual advancement, not to claim to take people back to Godhead, because something we recently discovered is that the Hare Krishna mantra is a Shaktiveshwar. The Hare Krishna mantra is Krishna, is Radha and Krishna. So that if you chant Hare Krishna, you don't need a guru. The Hare Krishna mantra is the object of what a guru brings you to. So Prabhupada brought us to the Hare Krishna mantra, and now there's no need for a guru after that because we have the Hare Krishna mantra. Now
and we also have Prabhupada, you know. Like I think it's a little bit misleading if you say this, you know. Like I would say you don't need any other guru than Prabhupada, you know. I think this is more clear if you would say this. If you have the Hare Krishna mantra.
I did say that he's the last Sampradaya Acharya. There's nobody. They say you have to continue the Sampradaya after Prabhupada, and I say no, he completed. Well, how are you going to get information? How are you going to get knowledge? How are you going to get realization? Well, if you read Prabhupada's books, that's why he wrote them, so that the common man could understand things that the great sages had difficulty understanding in the past.
Yeah, so I think this is an amazing realization.
He's the guru for the next 10,000 years.
Yeah, I totally agree, you know, 100% agree. And I think it's an amazing realization. And I was wondering about this exact point, you know. I was always thinking, you know, like now the devotees, there's so much like, so many camps are there now, you know. Now, if you go to the Western countries, then ISKCON is, or Hare Krishna movement is actually like losing its power, you know, because there's so many camps, you know.
Well, that's the problem. So we're hoping, and with your good work, with your good help, with your good intelligence, let's create. You are part of this league for 10K.
And we are always at service, Haribol.
Help us build it, and the website will help, and then your writing on the website will help. I'm doing the initial writing, but that means there can be so many contributions to clarify and make it more cogent. But in the end, people that want to become devotees, when they realize that the GBC cannot exist without being elected, and they are the servants of the temple presidents, not lords over the ISKCON movement, they're going to say to ISKCON, hey, what are you guys doing? How did this happen? Why are you doing it like this? And they will have no answer. Oh, Prabhupada changed his mind. Okay, Prabhupada changed his mind. He wrote the direction of management. Or did he write another document? You're familiar, Robin Prabhu, with the direction of management?
Yes, I'm familiar with it. I listen to all your videos, you know. I listen to every class, you know. So I know about it. And I created an excerpt video also on YouTube, you know, like where Ramachandra Prabhu is reading this document you wrote. And I also put your document under this video, and I sent it to one German Prabhupada Nuga. His name is Urt Wager. He's from Germany. Mm-hmm. I sent it to him also, your document that you wrote, that basically not following the direction of management is a holocaust for the conditioned souls, you know. That's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. That's very good. Holocaust it is, yes.
It's like Holocaust, a mass murder of the conditioned souls, you know.
Yes, and I've gone so far as to write a document, which is not yet published. It will be published. It's part of this website, in which I said, because you heard Hayagriva wrote a book called the Hare Krishna Explosion. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was an amazing book.
I know. I listened to the audiobook of this once, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, Hare Krishna Explosion. So out of this Hare Krishna explosion, Prabhupada created the GBC so that the GBC would go to the temple presidents, help them expand their temples, help them open more temples. Los Angeles has only one temple. One temple. It's not even that big, but it's one temple. And Los Angeles has 8 million people, 10 million people. There should be hundreds or even thousands of temples. But they didn't, because when they decided that the GBC would be unelected, they said better to control a few temples than to expand and have no power over any temples. Because the point of the GBC, Prabhupada, was make it not a hierarchy, but a lowerarchy. In Seattle, in 1968, the year I was initiated, Prabhupada was interviewed by a woman from a newspaper, and she said, well, Swami, now when you're building this movement, at that time we had so few temples, when you're building this movement, are you going to, when you're gone, will you leave a structure like the Catholic Church where you have a hierarchy? And Prabhupada said, no, our business is the opposite. We do not want a hierarchy. We want I don't know if he used the word lowerarchy, but he did say, we want everything to be on the grassroots level, not from a structure up above. Well, that's why ISKCON is fumbling. And okay, I was going to mention that, and it's in this paper, that because they did that, there should have been 50,000 temples in the world by now. But because they wanted to control them, they kept a few that they could control rather than a lot that they couldn't control. Instead of being humble temple presidents and doing GBC as devotional service, they wanted to become big shot, like Catholic, what you call them, the cardinals. They wanted to be top brass of the ISKCON church. So the result was too few temples were opened. And as a result, I am laying the blame for all the people that died in the war in Iraq. And millions died from all sides, including starvation of children. And that all the wars that have been fought since 1970 are the result of the GBC not being elected.
Yes, I 100% agree. They're guilty of murder.
Murder, genocide, practically.
Yeah, 100% agree. You know, this is
Well,
this is exactly what I'm also thinking.
Yes, because if they had done that as devotees, as servants of the temple presidents, not Lord and Master of the temple presidents, they would have opened so many temples. Not only open temples, they would have had communal farming. They would have had businessmen working with the temples, where the temple gets a share, the businessman's business gets a share. They would attract so many people to work for those businessmen who would then become devotees. It would have been the explosion would have exploded beyond Hayagriva's imagination.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, this is a very severe thing they did, but you know, Krishna will have to deal with it. You know, and they will have to deal with it. You know.
Well, and they are going to have to deal with Krishna. Can you imagine when they die, what will happen to them?
Yeah, you know, that's why I'm saying they will get a reaction. You know, and Krishna will have to decide. You know, what kind of reaction they will get. You know, I'm not in Krishna's shoes. You know.
Krishna doesn't do things like that. All the action and reaction takes place in the material world, not in the spiritual world. The dying
I think the
Paramatma
also has some. The Paramatma is also giving some like.
Oh yes, 100%. But Paramatma is separated from Krishna because Krishna does not get in contact with Maya or matter. Paramatma is in the heart of every living being who has a body, who is a material being.
For me personally, the devotees that talk like most Hare Krishna devotees, they're for me toxic personalities. That association I try to avoid. You know, like I only associate with a few guys like you, your group, and There are also some other Prabhupada Nugas, you know.
And we only associate with you.
Unfortunately, you know, it like ISKCON became like a toxic environment, you know, because of these kind of characters.
Well, look what they did. They took the GBC is supposed to be elected every 3 years. They turned it into a whole bunch of guys that run the whole thing like the Vatican. And then those guys do what the Catholic Church does. They appoint the Pope, meaning the gurus. Now, Ramachandra, how many gurus did you have a list of? Like 80 or 90 or something?
85 presently.
85 gurus, 85 popes.
Yeah, that's why I never attacked any guru personally, you know. There's a group of like Prabhupada Nugas that just try to like personally attack gurus, you know. I don't go into this, like I just talked about the philosophy, you know, like you are doing.
Exactly.
That's because how will you attack 85, or I think in India there are more now, you know, like in India there are a couple of more more false gurus coming up, you know, in India now.
Well, we have Ramachandra has the complete list, but
yeah.
the fact is, you have people like Yasodananda and Paranjan, they're always attacking guru like that. But the actual fact is, I told them, you're wasting your time. Attack the GBC. The GBC controls the gurus. They appoint the gurus. They create the gurus. Why attack the gurus? The gurus are simply, you know, the way the gurus look at it, recently came to this, a few days ago, came to this idea that the gurus said, I joined ISKCON and my dad, Prabhupada, owned the shop, owned the business. Now, we branched out so many branches to the business, like Kmart or something. We've branched out so many, IKEA. We've branched out so many branches. So I inherited Dad's business. So I'm a shop. He created the business. Now I'm a shopkeeper of one of his shops. That's the way they see it. They have that mentality of being a shopkeeper. They don't have any slight idea of being preachers.
Well, in Germany, for example, if you Google Hare Krishna movement, you know, then immediately the first entries you will find, you know, like that about ISKCON, about the scandals and stuff like this. So nobody would want to join such an organization, you know. When I joined Hare Krishna movement, and all my friends, they just Googled it, you know, and they were saying, oh, you're joining a cult or like some, you know, because, yeah, and like basically they destroyed Prabhupada's reputation in the West, you know. In India, people don't care, you know. Like I was talking to an Indian friend, and he's saying like ISKCON is growing like crazy in India, you know, because Indian people, they don't care, you know, as long as there's a temple, you know, some puja, some deity, you know, they will just go there, give some donations, you know. But Western people, if they find this out about Hare Krishna movement, you know, then they will not be inclined to, because they have already been cheated by the Christian changed Bible, you know, by the false Christianity.
Exactly.
And this is a big problem.
Our job is to set the record straight. Once the devotees are, when I say the devotees, I'm talking about 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, not people 40, 50, 60 years old, or older like me. That the people that are wanting to join ISKCON, when they read our website, they'll expect that to be ISKCON. Then they go to a temple, they'll say, what is going on here? You're not doing what Prabhupada said. Oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. No, you're not, because I've been to this website and it shows very clearly that you're not doing what Prabhupada said. That's why we need you, Robin Prabhu, to help us with this website and make it a success.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm already creating content on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel and embed all the videos. You know, I created like maybe 10 videos from this iṣṭa-goṣṭhī or something like this. You know,
that's
like,
wonderful.
You can just embed it.
How do you get to your YouTube channel?
It's called Bhakta Robin. Wait, I will post the link here. 1 second, or I will post the link to one of the videos with you.
Okay, yeah, I'll send it to Narayan Prabhu. So Vinayak Sharma Prabhu wanted to ask a question or make a point, so he didn't have a time to say anything. Go ahead, Vinayak Prabhu.
What's this?
Yeah, Prabhu, like generally this about this no initiation theory, there have been many discussions earlier also in India. So it's a very famous thing that many devotees, Prabhupada Nagas in India are following this, that I am reading Prabhupada's books and chanting, I don't want initiation. So some devotees in India like Madhu Pandit Prabhu, they have some opinion to say about it. So if allows, like, then Ramachandra Prabhu, can you play a 2-minute video about the link I shared?
The idea of taking initiation, you can take initiation. We're concluding that ISKCON, Prabhupada said, ISKCON is my body. So if we look at ISKCON as being Prabhupada, and that there's nobody after Prabhupada, so if you take initiation, you can take initiation from ISKCON, when we straighten it out, I should add. When ISKCON straightened out, you can take initiation from ISKCON by the same person that performs the weddings and the Shraddha ceremonies and the birth ceremony, all the ceremonies that are performed by knowledgeable pujaris. So that person can definitely do the puja for the Diksha puja. And when he does the Diksha puja, then the karma in the sacred fire, abovitra, bovitrava, whether purified or unpurified, the sacred fire pulls your karma up to the higher platform of Krishna Loka, and Prabhupada was delivering that. When that karma is delivered by the sacred fire, then ISKCON, which is Prabhupada, will accept it in behalf of Prabhupada, because Prabhupada didn't create ISKCON per se. Krishna created ISKCON through Prabhupada. I don't know if you heard, did you hear the account of the astrologer that did Prabhupada's chart early in this program? Robin Prabhu?
Govinda Dasi posted a comment regarding Srila Prabhupada's astrological reading. So I'll send it to him. Please continue.
Sorry, no, I didn't get this. I didn't get this about the astrology chart. I didn't get this.
Why not read it to him? You can send it, but read it to him right now. It's very short, because it is exactly what we're talking about. ISKCON being Prabhupada's body, and therefore ISKCON will go on for the 9,500 more years of the golden age of Kali, but it will not require any initiators except people that, not even so-called Ritviks, because the Ritvik idea was just, I've got a whole thing on that Prabhupada was fighting off people that were trying to take over the movement and split it up into pieces. So he created the Ritvik concept, or he didn't even call it Ritvik, Tamal did, Ritvik concept. But the so-called Ritvik, it simply means you do a Ritvik is a person who does a puja in behalf of somebody else, meaning he does the fire sacrifice. So the fire sacrifice can be done by anybody who does a wedding is a Ritvik. Anyone who does Anaprasana ceremony, Ritvik. Anyone who does Shraddha ceremony, Ritvik. Because he's acting in behalf of Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah. So we're reading this to you, Robin Prabhu, for you. Okay, so go ahead. You want to read it, or Rupa want to read it? Oh, who's to read it?
I can read it, no problem. Govinda Dasi found some old Indian newspapers, 1970s, in her attic, in boxes, and one had an article about Srila Prabhupada written by an astrologer. Quote, "Nobody can read this chart. If they say they can, they are simply lying. This personality comes and goes at his own sweet will. He is not bound by anybody or anything. The stars are lined up perfectly. There's no question of karma. He is working directly under the will of God. And when he writes, his pen does not have ink, have in it ink." Oh, okay. "His pen has in it fire, which will burn the ignorance of the world," unquote. Wow, amazing. Amazing. I never heard this before.
Yeah. So it's of course not Shastra, it's an astrologer, but it's an appreciation of Prabhupada, which is very powerful and valid, and I would say 100% true. So do you see, that's what I mean by ISKCON. ISKCON without the gurus, with elected GBCs, they can then act in behalf of Prabhupada, who will be the guru of whoever takes Diksha in ISKCON. Does that make sense? You don't have to call him a Ritvik, you don't have to give him any special honor. Whoever does it will do it. That's what we did in the early 70s, is that Hansanu used to laugh and said, because Prabhupada would chant on the beads and Prabhupada would give the name to the disciple who he never met, but was recommended by the temple president. So he would send that, like to Germany, he would send to Hansadu in Germany, he would send the name and the beads chanted on, and then Hansadu was supposed to do the fire sacrifice. That's before the word Ritvik began to pollute the ether. But just as the temple president, he would perform the sacrifice in behalf of Prabhupada, which according to Tamal is called Ritvik. And what did Prabhupada call it? Rupa Manjari?
Officiating Acharya.
Officiating Acharya.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree 100%, you know. And it's like the people in ISKCON, you know, they are just like using Prabhupada as like a stepping stone, you know. These ISKCON gurus would be nobodies, you know. They just use the name of Prabhupada, and then people become interested in Krishna consciousness, and then they say, oh, you need me to get to Krishna, you know. They are just using Prabhupada as a stepping stone.
We go back to the fact that the Mahamantra is a Shakti. Prabhupada says that the Mahamantra, we have it in writing, that the Mahamantra is a Shaktivesha avatar. Go back one step further. If you hear the Hare Krishna mantra once, or chant it once, or both, your going back to Godhead is already guaranteed. There's nothing a guru can give you. A guru cannot give you access to Krishna Loka, because even if you're not in the temple, if you hear someone chanting Hare Krishna through the window of the temple, you're already going to go back to Godhead. That is the mercy of Radharani. This is the Yuga Avatar process. Radharani's switching roles with Lord Chaitanya. So this chanting of Hare Krishna operates immediately. And how did this occur? When Lord Chaitanya broke open the storehouse of love of God, he said the love of God flooded the land. This is a direct quote from Prabhupada.
We need to come back to the point of Vinayak Prabhu. I think we're going a little too much on. He wanted to. Can we? You have said this before, Narayan Prabhu. I think Vinayak Prabhu.
I haven't said it. I'm saying this specifically to Robin.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, Narayan Prabhu, I agree, you know, and I wanted to narrate a very short pastime, you know, on Janmashtami 2021. The temple president, he ordered very, very huge flowers, you know. We went to a flower shop, and we like from the Prabhupada Nuga temple here in Germany. He ordered very beautiful flowers, you know, for like hundreds of euros. And then I was carrying the flowers, and we were getting into the car. And then a woman came, you know, just some random German woman. She saw the flowers, you know, and I said, oh, today is Krishna's birthday. We're offering this to Krishna, you know. And then the woman said, Krishna? So like, then she already started her spiritual life, you know, just by appreciating the beauty of the flowers that we were purchasing for Krishna, you know.
Exactly.
So I think it's like this, you know, but I will also, coming back to the topic that Vinayak Sharma was putting up, later this woman, you know, if she becomes serious, you know, then like if she starts chanting 16 rounds, reading all of Prabhupada's books, following the principles, then she can take initiation also. Now her spiritual life started, the seed is there, but later if she becomes serious, then she can, maybe in another life, she can take
that's exactly right, because she uttered the name Krishna she's going to go back to Godhead. This is the thing which I recently learned. I've already understood it, but I never learned it as an absolute fact. Because out of the stories of love of God, Krishna Prema came out. So you don't, and that's in the holy name. So we get Krishna Prema in the Shakti Vaishavatar of the holy name. That proves you don't need a guru beyond Prabhupada. You
Okay.
see?
So
Okay,
Vinayak
now-
Prabhu.
Ramachandra's getting antsy. What do you want?
Yeah. Vinayak Prabhu is trying to make a philosophical point, or he's trying to raise one. And Vinayak Prabhu, it's your turn now. Please let him speak. So Vinayak Prabhu, what do you want to convey with this video before playing it? So you got to give your message.
Yeah, so in this video, like Madhu Pandit Prabhu was saying, that it is not that you just sit at home and chant Hare Krishna and you go back to Godhead. Like after taking initiation, you will get the real ecstasy of Hari Nam that is in there. So that's what I remember in this video, and maybe if we can hear what he is actually saying, then we can get the proper point that what he has to make, because this kind of thing is quite unclear, that whether just sitting at home and chanting is fine, or because Madhu Pandit Prabhu is saying that after initiation your real ecstasy starts, or these kind of things.
Okay. So
If you chant the holy name, you're going to be liberated going back to Godhead. If you want to go back in less than 1,000 lifetimes, chant to everybody you meet. If you want to go back in 100 lifetimes, chant to more people that you meet, and chant to the animals and the plants. If you want to go back to Godhead in 3 lifetimes, then chant day and night like a madman.
okay.
Circumstances.
And but
Ajay,
when
there's
people
another
hear,
question which I have.
not just that you chant just to purify yourself, you're already going back to Godhead. But the purification has to be, you have to give up your material conscious sense of being the material body. Which of us consider as saying, oh, I don't feel that I am the material body. We live like we're the material body. So
Okay,
the
we
whole
gotta
point
let
is
this
getting
video
beyond
play.
that.
Let's let this video play. Otherwise, it's not gonna. We can't get the point across what he's trying to convey. Vinayak Prabhu.
What is the point that he's trying to convey?
I don't know. Let's watch the video. It's only a 3-minute video. So let's see what he says.
Circumstances. Acha, there's another
Is it
question
bona
which I
fide?
have. Somebody has asked that the
What's the
Shastras
source of the
say
video?
that
You cannot see the video. It's by Madhu Pandit. It's saying no initiation theory. What we're talking about, that the Maha Mantra is a Shakta Vaishavatar, and you don't need any initiation for it. And then Vinayak Prabhu is saying that Madhu Pandit here is arguing that the Maha Mantra is more potent if you take a initiation in via the Ritvik system. So he was trying to make some points regarding this. So he said, why don't you guys watch this video and then see what he says?
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, let's do it.
There is no Ritvik system. All you need to be is
There's
initiated
another
by the
question which
same
I have.
person that performs weddings in the temple.
somebody has asked
It's
that
not a system of Ritvik.
the Shastras say
That's a mistake that was created by
if you
Tamal
don't
on
receive the
purpose,
mantra
because he wanted to
through,
become a regular guru.
disciplic
And he
succession
did
from
it.
someone, some guru,
So go
then
ahead.
the mantra will not have any effect.
Are you playing the video?
Yes.
Then how is it that we
Is
are
it
saying
playing?
that
I don't see
even
it.
jokingly
Or
Can
yours?
everyone hear?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm playing the video.
Yes, maybe
Can
now
you-
Narayan
can you
can
start it
mute so
over?
we can hear.
Okay.
Maybe
start
now
it over?
Narayan can mute his microphone so we can hear the video better.
Okay, hold on. I'll mute everyone because everyone keeps jumping in. So
Can you start it over?
yes, I will. 1 second. All right, let's see. Hold on.
Is it a visual video or just a tape recording?
It's a visual video.
Well, where's the picture?
You cannot see it on the screen. You gotta swipe the screen left to right or right to left.
there's another question which I have. somebody has asked that the Shastras say that if you don't receive the mantra through disciplic succession from someone, some guru, then the mantra will not have any effect. Then how is it that we are saying that even jokingly if somebody chants Hare Krishna, how it has effect? First, please understand that there is a difference between mantra and nama. Even though we, for the normal worldly sense, we say Hare Krishna mantra, that's why we say Mahamantra. Mahamantra. Nama is different, mantra is different. Nama is God himself. Mantra has got lot of restrictions of how to chant, where to chant, all. Therefore Guru is a must. But as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Krishna is incarnated in this holy name in Kali Yuga, and therefore this Nama is different, mantra is different. So Nama anybody can chant, and in fact Prabhupada says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that one does not even need Diksha. But these are all very technical things. We need to have formally received from a spiritual master. Up to certain level the Nama will reciprocate if you don't take Diksha. That's why we are all getting effect of Hare Krishna before even taking initiation. But a reciprocation beyond a certain point, you need to have a relationship with the person who is a worshipper of the holy name. That is a spiritual master. He is a Nama Sadhaka. From him you have to receive transcendentally, mystically. It's not a physical process. Just like we sit for initiation, Prabhupada doesn't come and give that mantra in your ears. Even when he was on this planet, he didn't tell the mantra in your ears. So it is not a mantra diksha, it's a nama diksha. Nama diksha is transcendently by faith. Guru has, Shishya has faith, Guru gives the blessings, and he says, okay, here, take the nama that I have. That means his nama. That means he has a personal relationship with the nama. Yes, take this, I initiate you. Now you do sadhana. Now you worship the nama. So that is why then you can go further ahead. Because relationship means up to one point. It's not up to one point. So relation goes on up to Krishna Prema. Without initiation, you cannot go up to Krishna Prema. Without initiation, by chanting, you will get some detachment, you will get some transcendental knowledge in terms of differentiating between matter and spirit, all these things. But actual bhakti you start getting only when you surrender to a spiritual master, take nama from him and worship the nama. So,
Narayan Prabhu is speaking something, but his mic is mute.
Okay, one second.
Haribol, you're on mute, Prabhuji.
Okay.
You go.
All right.
Okay. Who gave that speech?
It was Madhu Pandit.
Madhu Pandit?
Yep.
So who does he propose be the guru to take initiation?
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. He's the temple president of ISKCON Bangalore.
Prabhupada.
He's an old friend of mine. I spent a month with him in 2016.
Okay, then I thought you did. That's why I stressed it. You know him. You know him.
I know him very well. Yes,
yeah.
But I didn't recognize I didn't ever hear what he said coming from Prabhupada.
I agree. I also many of his philosophies. I think he's doing Nam Apparat now because he's interpreting the holy name. He's saying the Nama is different from the mantra. I never heard this from Prabhupada. You know.
Exactly.
The holy name is non-different from Krishna, and that's what Prabhupada is saying.
Yeah,
and he is saying the Nama and the mantra is different.
The Maha Mantra is Radha and Krishna in Krishna Loka here on earth. In other words, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Radha and Krishna are here on earth, and if you hear once, you're going to go back to Godhead. But you have to give up your material attachment before you can reside in Krishna Loka. He left out some things that we know which he doesn't know apparently. With all respects to Madhu Pandit, when I met him, he threw himself at my feet and embraced my feet. So that's the type of relationship we've had. And I feel so much the same way towards him. But he was initiated by Japataka, so he did not get the association of Srila Prabhupada, unfortunately.
Bro, I just want one question from you on this. Haribol.
Yeah.
Great. Bro.
Yep.
Bro, what is your point on this Ritvik initiation? I mean, what's your point? Should we take that or should we not? Of how would we get Diksha, right? From where we should take Diksha?
Well,
What's the way?
Something which I wish he had mentioned. If you take Diksha from an ISKCON guru, he takes on your karma.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
If I took initiation from you, if I take, Prabhu, Mohit Prabhu, I want to be your disciple. Please give me initiation.
No, bro,
If you do
it's
that,
not possible.
then you take on all my karma, including the sinful actions I've performed for many, many lifetimes.
Okay.
Not just the karma as I'm sitting there in a saffron clothes looking pretty innocent. No, before then, the whole accumulation of karma, the guru takes it on. So if the guru is not a pure devotee, if the guru is not Prabhupada, then they cannot take it on. They do take it on, but they can't get rid. They can't pass it on. They can't. They can't deliver the karma, burn the karma up by their purity because they're not pure.
Prabhu, there's one more thing then comes. I mean, there's no physical guru to bash you up, right? Very badly. So who would judge there? Hello.
Who would judge what?
Mohit, they're always senior devotees, you know. Any senior devotees like who are in the movement 10 plus years, you know, they can like guide you, you know, on practical stuff.
Prabhu, if they are themselves then what can we do?
Guided by this. Do you know, you've heard of Vishnu John Swami?
Yes, sorry.
I joined 6 months after him. And he sat me down and he was my Shiksha Guru.
Bro, I totally get your point. 10 years older, 11 years, they're only fallen. They're in that corporate system of making money, minting and everything. Then what can we do there? There's no option to take Diksha somewhere. No,
we can't do anything with them. We need to recreate the GBC. And if you take the GBC and make them elected, then the whole guru system is gone. Because the gurus are all appointed by the GBC. So you take away the you elect the GBC.
You can take initiation from Prabhupada. If you are more advanced, you know, then you can take Ritvik initiation. Like I was saying, this woman, you know, who chanted Hare Krishna once randomly, this German woman, she started her spiritual life. But later, if she, in a future life, if she becomes really serious, you know, then she can take initiation from Prabhupada via the Ritvik system. You know, it's just depending on our own advancement. You know, like if we're advancing to chant 16 rounds every day and follow the 4 regulative principles, then we can take initiation via the Ritvik system. It depends on our own advancement.
Prabhu, are you willing to let go of the word Ritvik system? Because that was created in the July 9th letter, and if we had 2 hours, I could explain how Tamal was trying to trick Prabhupada. In fact, the Ritvik order was signed by Tamal and witnessed by Prabhupada on the side, if you've ever looked at it. So
yeah, well, I'm just calling it like for technical terms, you know, like because we need to have some technical language, and it's also called formal initiation. There's also another form of initiation, that's the transmission of Divya Gyan, you know, that's you get this by reading Prabhupada's books.
Ramachandra, what did he say? He called representative of the Acharya. What did he say?
Officiating Acharya.
Well, officiating Acharya. Okay. So
you can take initiation from there.
Anybody who's trained up to be a pujari in an ISKCON temple can be an officiating Acharya. I don't like the word Ritvik. It was Tamal Krishna. Tamal Krishna was part of poisoning Prabhupada. He had a scheme behind using the word Ritvik. He wanted to fool the devotees at large, and he succeeded. Now, let's unfool them by, say, officiating Acharya, which was Prabhupada's choice of words. And the officiating Acharya can perform weddings also. He can do anything in the temple that requires a fire sacrifice. The main thing is not the ritvik or whatever you want to call it. The main thing is the Agnihotra. The fire sacrifice is what burns up your karma, not the ritvik or the officiating acharya.
So Prabhu, officially you're saying this, that we can, go in ISKCON Bangalore and take Diksha. That's the purest way you can get a guru, right? You can get Prabhupada, make Prabhupada your guru, and then you can go there.
If ISKCON is Prabhupada's body, then Prabhupada is ISKCON. If you take a Agnihotra, let's concentrate on the sacred fire. If Agnihotra is performed for you for your initiation in behalf by the officiating acharya, then you're initiated by Prabhupada. If you go to one of the other gurus in ISKCON, if he's not 100% pure, he takes on your karma. He takes on your karma.
Okay.
If he takes on your karma, what happens when he dies? And then you die. You are now married to this guru through the Agnihotra, through the sacred fire. You see?
So then you're verifying this, and this is totally correct that, sorry to use that word, Ritvik, this is the exact initiation which everyone has to take, right? This
They
is
use
the right
the word, but they are concentrating on the person because the person wants to be recognized as the Ritvik. What I'm trying to do is devalue the word Ritvik because it's the Agnihotra that what the ceremony works with. But the person performing the ceremony, if he does so as an initiating guru for himself, he takes on the karma from the Agnihotra, from the sacred fire. He takes on the karma of who is initiated. If it is a initiation by officiating acharya, Prabhupada takes on the karma and he purifies you just as he purified everyone he initiated.
Okay.
We've got 4 minutes to go.
Well, I wanted to make a comment, like
go ahead.
I know many senior devotees, like the temple president of the Hare Krishna community and Madhu Pandit, they were both initiated by Jai Pataka Swami. And, later they became Prabhupada-nugas, but they never took like a Agnihotra again, In my opinion, it would be better to again take a new Agnihotra and make a new officiating acharya system initiation. Because I know one devotee who was initiated by Harikesh, and I also told him, you have to like burn all the stuff that you get from Harikesh and like, maybe burn his picture so that you completely destroy this relationship with this guru,
Exactly. That's perfect. I would not mind if we went over the limit a little bit, Rupa Manjari. If you want to duck out, that's fine. But I think we should, as we're on a very important theme that is almost completed.
Okay,
Yes.
Vinayak Prabhu.
So that's an interesting. What?
No, I said Vinayak Prabhu, we saw the video. Do you want to raise any points? They had a discussion about it, and I'm not sure if you were hearing or not, but it's your turn now.
Yeah, I was here in the discussion, and it was very much clear by the words of devotees in this online meeting. So just in the next meeting, the stuff we can discuss in the next meeting that we can have. That I was having the similar discussion with devotees earlier also, and they were saying that if it is the thing that Prabhupada is saying that by my books you are initiated and by any pujari can initiate you on my behalf, then what was the requirement that he himself initiated so many devotees in US? So maybe if today time does not allows us, then maybe we can discuss it in next meeting.
Well, he was Prabhupada initiated people because he is the last acharya in the golden age of Kali. He was initiated by his spiritual master. I'd like to point out that there is a mini sampradaya, that we can count our sampradaya coming from Lord Chaitanya, to Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram, who is the head of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So Lord Balaram is Nityananda, and then you come down through the followers of Nityananda, and then you come to the Bals, and that's where we have this discussion from the work of Thakur Bhaktivinoda, deconstructing the Bals. It's called the Bal Sangit, and they became Sahajas because they saw Lord Chaitanya in his last pastimes acting like a madman. So they acted like madmen, and then they went around and became very sinful people, saying they were pure, we're madmen after Krishna, therefore we can do sinful things. And there's no harm in it because, after all, we're madmen. So Thakur Bhaktivinoda destroyed that. He also destroyed other things, and he re-established the Sampradaya through someone named Sridhar Swami, not Prabhupada's godbrother. Then from him, Bhaktivinoda to Gorkashodas Babaji, contrarian. Gorkashodas Babaji gave the Vaishnavas, who are so strict in their observances, a license to do pretty much anything, and except become vowels, being crazy. And then Bhaktisiddhanta, after Gorkashore, he was contrarian. I like to use the word contrarian because it goes against all the Vaishnava principles without breaking a single Vaishnava principle. And then Prabhupada became the biggest contrarian of them all. Why? He initiated women. He made women Brahmins. He gathered up malachas. He was doing exactly what Lord Chaitanya was doing, contrary to the established structure of the Vaishnava Sampradaya, because they too can become like a religion. So
Hare Krishna, very nice. I have to go now. So thank you for your association and good luck to all of you. Jai Prabhupada.
I hope we will see you as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm always listening in, you know, like I'm always listening in, and because I download the classes, you know, and
But
I will try.
Intelligence, we need your intelligence and your participation and your comments. We need more than just what you're doing is wonderful, but we need more of that. We need you.
Yeah, I think this is the problem, you know, like ISKCON, you know, they have like their personal, you know, like you are showing your personal form here in the video, you know, and this is very good, you know, because most of the Prabhupada Nugas, they're actually like, they're never showing their video, they're never showing their picture. So like, I think this is a good idea what you're doing here, you know.
Well, yes, the Prabhupada Nugas are also sort of lost. If we say that ISKCON has become like the Catholic Church with the Vatican and popes, the Prabhupada Nugas have become like Protestants who are rebelling against the Pope and the cardinals. But what we're doing is setting the record straight, starting with the direction of management, starting with all of the things that Prabhupada taught. Our goal is, Prabhupada did not, the pen, I like that part about the astrology, his pen is like fire. Everything Prabhupada did was done by Krishna through him. So if we
Ramachandra, can you post this picture in the WhatsApp group, please? I want to share this with other devotees. Can you post this quote from the astrologer in the iṣṭa-goṣṭhī WhatsApp group, not the 10K group, so we can see it?
I'll share it. Don't worry. Doing it now.
So you see, we are taking out that we're fanatical purists. Fanatical purist means that we want Prabhupada as he is, not as Prabhupada as he worked his way through his ocean of Malacha disciples. He said so many things and did so many things, which are, everything he said and did is wonderful, but not useful for the next 10,000 years. What's useful for the next 10,000 years is everything that he taught. Why would we have so many pastimes of Prabhupada and nobody's following the direction of management and electing the GBC? That's a big gap, isn't it? We want to have the GBC.
Well, that's why
listen to the pastimes.
That's why I have to say, you know, the devotees need to become serious. Actually, all this is just because the devotees are not serious, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because serious means like a scholar. If a scholar is an archaeologist, they fight for years over what this pot they found in the desert means. No, they want to get the answer correct. But in ISKCON, they're not trying to get the answer correct. They've made layer after layer after layer. Like, you know, in the Catholic Church, each pope has the capacity of overriding all the other popes.
It's a layer of confusion.
Yeah, that's what we have is confusion.
Well, it's a layer of scamming, you know, because like they also, like, let's face it, you know, like everybody needs money, you know, in this Kali Yuga, you know, you need money, you know, to survive. So they are like making a scam, you know, out of it, you know, so they can like get money, you know. It's like it's just a lie and after lie after lie after lie, just so they can keep the scam going.
Exactly.
You know?
That we have to eliminate. We can't say you're bad. You just say you've got a material body and you want to put food in it. You have material genitals and you want to have sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
That is understandable. But that's not what Prabhupada came to teach.
Try.
So, yeah. So,
Narayan Prabhu, I wanted to give you some medical advice, you know, because you have this cough. Try taking vitamin C. It's very good. If you can get like a 1 gram pill of vitamin C, take this every morning. This is very good to dissolve mucus. It's also very cheap.
You're my Shiksha guru. I will get it.
It's very cheap also, these vitamin C pills. Like you can take 500 milligram or a gram, you know. I take this also in the morning. It's very good for like this kind of cough or mucus.
Well, I'll do that. I will do that. I used to actually represent a vitamin company, so I should be doing it anyhow, shouldn't I?
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyhow, so where
Jai
are we?
Prabhupada.
Yeah, thank you for joining, Robin Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Let's stay in contact.
Yeah.
Incredibly inspiring.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I wanted to say one more thing. I think, you know, like many Prabhupada disciples, they actually got burnt out of ISKCON, you know. Like they got totally burnt out. So I think it's nice that you are actually, as a Prabhupada disciple, you are like giving personal association here, you know, like showing your picture, showing your video. This is like a very rare thing, you know. Most of the Prabhupada disciples, they're just, you know, like they like this here, Shodanandana, he's making
and
quotes, but he's not like
many,
personally, you know, coming.
There's so many old-time devotees in the temples that come to me and practically weeping, saying, when can you fix this? When can you correct this movement? They're there because they love Krishna and they love Prabhupada, but they see the corruption everywhere around them, and they're saying, when will someone come to change this? And let's say we, you, Robin, myself, Ramachandra, Rupa Manjari, we are going to change it, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying that, you know. I'm trying this since 2012, you know, when I found out that Prabhupada is Acharya, you know. Since then, I'm preaching this, you know. So, you know, like we can do our small effort, you know, but the I think you have a very strong Jupiter or something like this. You're very optimistic, you know. So
well, I do have a strong Jupiter, yes.
You're very optimistic, you know. That I like this, you know. This is very good, you know. And I'm a little bit more like, you know, I'm a little bit more I'm not so much optimistic, but you know, I think by your association I also get more optimistic.
I like the German mentality. You like to be factual and real, not fanciful and foolish.
Yes, exactly. You know, this would perfectly describe my mentality. What you just said, you know. But I think it's also good. Like many, like you say, so many senior devotees, they come to you weeping. You know, like And I think this is good that you like still can distribute this optimism, you know, because many people, they got psychologically so much burnt out that they can't do this, you know. They couldn't come here in front of the camera and like give a talk.
They never maybe knew in the first place. They just like to be with the devotees that accepted Krishna consciousness the way Prabhupada taught it. When they started moving away from that, it became less pleasurable for them. There's a whole bunch of other things. The Kanistha Adhikari, which you may know the term, means the ISKCON devotees are Kanistha Adhikaris. They are in the bodily conception of life, but they're following the four regulated principles, worshiping the deity, chanting 16 rounds. They're becoming purified gradually. The guru types and the leadership of GVC are hampering them from making, they're not hampering them from making spiritual advancement, but they're hampering the movement from expanding like crazy. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So yeah. I agree, you know, and I really pray to Lord Narasimha that he will like empower all of us and empower the Krishna consciousness movement to get rid of these leaders, you know, because these leaders, they're the greatest demons on this earth because they are stopping the expansion of the Hare Krishna movement. Actually, they are worse than the other demons.
They have the blood of millions of people on their hands, literally.
Jai, you know, that's the truth, you know, I agree.
Yeah. If a man has a doctor with a stethoscope on his neck and everything, and a doctor bag in his hand, and he walks past a person, gets hit by a car, he says, well, I'm late for the office, and he goes. He's guilty of murder when that person dies because he's a doctor. You see? If he walks past the person who's been injured and that person dies, and he's a doctor, he could have saved him, but no, he has to get on time to the office.
And it was even proven by Prabhupada. You know, one time they wanted to get some property in India, and the God brothers of Prabhupada, they had the property, but they disagreed to cooperate with Prabhupada. You know, Prabhupada had the money to develop the property of Bhakti Vinod Thakur and make it like a really nice place of pilgrimage, but the Gaudiya Math people, they refused, you know. And Prabhupada said, isn't it sinful, you know, because they have all the material funds and everything, but they are misusing it and blocking people, you know. So Prabhupada said, isn't it sinful? Isn't it sinful? This is very sinful what they're doing. So I agree.
I catch your point that sinful, you mean that in a legal and kinetic fashion, actively sinful, meaning bad karma result for sure. Bad thing to do. Are we talking about Srinagar, the place of Lalit Prasad was living?
Yeah, I think something like this. I heard this in the Prabhupada memories. And somebody was saying that Prabhupada said, you know, when he heard that the God brothers, they were blocking, they had all the property and everything, and Prabhupada wanted to develop it, but they like out of politics, you know, and false prestige, they didn't want to cooperate with Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada said, isn't it sinful, you know, because they have all the material possibilities, but they are blocking them, you know. The ISKCON gurus are doing the same thing, you know. They're blocking millions of conditioned souls to become Krishna consciousness, so just that they can keep their big seat, you know.
Yeah, the pounds, shillings, and pence. They want to own something small rather than be servant of something huge.
Bhakta Robin Prabhu?
If a guru is a real guru, he is the servant of his. A guru serves his disciples. He serves the public. He serves the ants and the trees. He serves every living being within his range. He serves them. He's not served by them. But all they could see is, oh, Prabhupada sits on a red chair. You know, I created the first Vyasasan for Prabhupada, big red chair.
Okay, someone wants to speak. Narayan Prabhu, we got to let Mohit Prabhu speak.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Mohit Prabhu.
So, Bhakta Robin, when Prabhu, you were saying that, that sacrifice, no? That sacrifice is also not done greatly by Prabhupadians, right? So, what was your point there to say?
No, I'm talking about re-initiation, you know. I was talking about like some devotees that were in ISKCON. Then they took initiation from an ISKCON guru, you know. And then later
Is
The
Prabhupada
guru
only,
fell
no?
down.
Acharya is Prabhupada only, no? So how is that initiation to be done, right? You said that sacrifice and that burning of the sacrifice should not be done. It's done wrongly by Prabhupadians, right? So how do we
No,
do it?
no,
Like,
you misunderstand. You completely misunderstood me. Let me explain. I was saying that some people like Madhu Pandit, they were initiated by Jayapataka Swami. And then I said they should completely like burn the picture of Jayapataka Swami and again perform an Agnihotra and take initiation by the officiating Acharya system, you know.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
To understand
So that's not done by them, no? So that's not done by
Jayapataka
them, no?
has taken on Madhu Pandit's karma.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Do I want to have my karma taken on by Jayapataka?
Not
What
at all.
happens when he dies? I will be pulled in his direction
Exactly.
because he took on my karma when I was a youth.
And Mohit Prabhu, you know, if you're already associating with ISKCON Bangalore, you can take initiation there via the officiating Acharya system, you know. If you're chanting 16 rounds steadily and, you know, then if you're like reach the stage of steady devotional service every day, you know, then you can just go to ISKCON Bangalore and Jaipur, you know, and say, okay, I want to take initiation via the officiating Acharya system. It depends on your personal qualification, you know. If you're more advanced, you know, if you're chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds every day steadily, you know, if you're personally that advanced, then you can go to like any temple that follows the officiating Acharya system and they can perform a Agnihotra, a fire sacrifice, and initiate you.
Thank you very much for giving time. Narayan Prabhu, go ahead, please. Please continue.
Okay, I will leave now. Okay, Hari Bol, Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna,
We will
Prabhu.
lo-
Jai.
We
Hare Bol.
welcome you coming. We lament your leaving.
Jai.
Okay, thank you. We will keep in contact, Jai. I
Okay.
sent
Let's do that.
the link to my channel to you on WhatsApp. You can forward this to, because he wanted to have the videos for his blog, you know.
Yes, I'll do that.
Maybe you
Hare
can
Krishna.
forward it to Rupa Manjari Prabhu and Narayan Prabhu. Okay,
Yes, I'll do
Haribol.
that, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Jai.
And remember, Ramachandra is the chairman. He just left.
Okay. We have Mahaprabhu in the house. Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
What happened to him? We didn't hear a squeak from Mahaprabhu.
I squeaked him out.
I was listening intently.
Jai.
All right.
So you've been with us the whole time. Could I
Yes.
ask you a non-Krishna? I need to know what days you are at Costco.
Every day except Sunday I'm off, and either Monday or Friday.
Or Friday. In this wait, you never answer your phone.
I know you called me the other day, but I have been busy from all aspects of my life.
No, I understand that. But if I wanted to meet you because of my hearing aids,
You just come
I
by
could-
and wait for me.
if you're there,
Every day except Sunday, and I won't be there this Friday.
okay, you'll be there tomorrow.
I'll be there tomorrow and Saturday.
Okay, I'm going to make them try to get there tomorrow.
All right. And thank you for letting my dad and my sister in the other night.
They should come in again. Where's your dad now?
I'm not sure. I just got home.
Oh,
I'll find out
Wow.
what they're doing.
why not
Haribol.
find out and have them both chant Hare Krishna on this site tonight?
Hare Krishna.
All right, Vinayak Prabhu, you've been listening. So do you want to make any comments? We're coming right about to the end.
Well, I think a lot of the discussion was a little bit over my head.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all right.
But as long as I listen, I learn.
Right.
That's habitual
Yeah.
thing, no? Okay, bro. It's okay.
Say it again.
That's habitual for you, no, bro? It's okay.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Mohit. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Jai.
All right.
All right, Vinayak Prabhu, anything else you want to discuss, Prabhu?
No, Prabhu, like my humble obeisance is to all the devotees present here to discuss these very important questions and things. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the discussion and every very nice Sangha on Zoom. And this is very nice. Like we are not offending any devotees. We are discussing pure philosophy with proper respect towards all the
Well,
Vaishnavas.
we don't want to commit offense even to an ant.
That's your sweetness, Prabhu.
Didn't Lord Chaitanya say that?
Trinadapi
No.
Suni Chaina, yes.
Devoid of all sense of all species. So the thing is,
Amen.
what we would like, can you bring more people on?
Vinayak Prabhu, can you bring more people on who are interested in asking questions
Yeah.
and trying to learn about?
Yeah, Prabhu. Right now, I'm leading a community of like maybe 4,000 devotees of ISKCON on Clubhouse. So
Okay.
maybe like
Wow.
if we
Good.
can, yeah, maybe
You
if
have
we can have
4,000
some Istagosthis on Clubhouse, then a lot of people are there. We will get opportunity of having association with Narnarayan Prabhu and all the great devotees here.
Okay. So maybe you can have Narayan Prabhu come on your show and discuss.
I don't host a show. Like maybe Ramchandra Prabhu can host a show over there. I am just the management kind of person who will just assist senior devotees.
Well, why don't you and Ramachandra work out the format, how to do it? You say 4,000 people. Who's in charge of the 4,000 people?
Krishna.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is there some organization?
No, it's just like kind of ISKCON group on Clubhouse. We do every day Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning. We hear a lecture from Srila Prabhupada and discuss some philosophy. 7:30 a.m. Indian time.
Oh, I see. So it's like a temple.
Which guru they have taken, right? Who have initiated them? He wants to ask this.
No, not that's like I don't know what they are following, but we just hear Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam lecture every day in morning to have some sangha, and many people can come from there. And one more suggestion, like if in the YouTube videos that Ramchandra Prabhu put, if we can have some good headlines, like some relevant to the discussion, then more people would be interested in our sangha.
People, I can handle that. We can handle.
When our website is up and running, you can make it accessible to them. In fact, when our website is up and running, we want to make it accessible to tons and tons of people, and they can be interactive. They can offer contributions or offer criticism. They can do everything they want. Okay.
So for 4,000 people, we have to right. That's an open event.
We talk about many things. The website is the core issues of Kali Yuga up until the end of the golden age of Kali, in the name of the League for 10,000 Years of the Golden Age of Kali. That's who we are. And we remember this is Istagosthi. Istagosthi means circle of cowherd boys. So we can all imagine we're cowherd boys sitting together, and guess who sits with the cowherd boys? This is an actual fact that Prabhupada created. Istagosthi means cowherd boys, and Krishna sits with the cowherd boys. So when we have Istagosthi, Krishna is sitting with us, insofar as we are not too rough and crazy for him to enjoy.
Vinayak Prabhu, you can just text me on WhatsApp, right? If there's an event which is more than 1,000 people, I can help you out in that. Because I've been into events for various years, I can do it. Online, offline, however you want it, right? Vinayak Prabhu,
okay, Prabhu. Like it's not. No, I will message you the details. Thank you.
I'll surely
incredible. I hope that inside of 6 months or a year, we will become the loudest and clearest voice for Srila Prabhupada being the Acharya for the Golden Age of Kali on earth.
Yeah,
Hari.
Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Prabhu, like we are completely clear on our position about accepting Prabhupada as a spiritual master, and as long as we are not making any personal attacks on any gurus or any leaders or spiritual person,
No,
then
no,
we will.
we want to embrace the gurus and say, you poor fellow, aren't you sick and tired of this yet? Come on with us, you know.
Yeah,
We don't want to attack the gurus. We want to have mercy and compassion on them. After all, these gurus are to some degree my godbrothers.
yeah, that's the best thing I like about you, Prabhu. Like that's the very nice proposition. Like because there are too many Ritvik organization on the internet and they are too much offensive towards others, so people don't go to them. So the best thing we can do is like even a ISKCON devotee who is having some who is following some guru, and even
Yes,
he should feel comfortable with our Istagosthi because
yes.
he is also
So
chanting and we are also chanting.
excellent. Let me be clear. We are not here to attack anybody. We are here to speak the truth in a clearest manner that no one can reject. And if they try to reject it, we will show them the quotes from Prabhupada that support it. So we don't want to attack anyone. If they want to attack us, that's fine. Let them do it. We don't going to get into the middle of their fight. They can put up 10,000 websites saying how horrible we are. That's fine. Let them do it. But we create a website that proves that is as good. Our goal is that it will be as good as Srila Prabhupada, like a manifestation or an expansion of Srila Prabhupada's heart, mind, actions, intent, meaning we want this to be Krishna's project, not our project.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
This.
So,
The guru is here.
The guru, the 95-year-old guru is here.
Hey.
Hey, shit.
oh, that's an amazing looking beast.
It's a beast, all right.
Yeah. What you need to do is take Indian ink and give him a nice tilak.
That's right.
It would go with his fur, but or white little white tint, like you know.
Or you can cut the hair like that.
Yeah. You can give him a sika also at the back. So where's your dad?
He's in the house. He just came out, went into the refrigerator, picked up something, and went straight inside the house.
Well, you're
Hare Krishna.
outside the house?
I have a meeting in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry to-
All right. So thank you to all the devotees for joining. It has been a wonderful discussion from all the devotees all over the world. Some more people joined the WhatsApp group, so that's always nice. So we're going to continue the discussion offline, and then we're going to try to get them connected. They want to help us, assist us. So I will be working with them and seeing what.
You do realize we still have 3 minutes left in our session.
Oh yes, 3 minutes. Right. So let me see if there were any comments. 1 second.
Yeah.
We do have
If there are
lots of
comments,
comments.
we should, I think, allow 5 or 10 minutes after the session if we haven't addressed them, because we want people to feel that we care about them and we care about what they think and say, and we want them to be satisfied with any answer that we could try to produce.
All right, let's see. Well, we're getting more and more viewers on YouTube. So thank you for the thank you to the devotees for watching. They've been discussing about different quotes. They have sent us suggestions.
How many viewers so far tonight?
We had about, I think, 8 or 9 or 10 viewers. I'm not sure how many. I think last time I checked, we had 9 or something, 9 viewers watching.
That's wonderful.
And all these viewers who watch, they're commenting also. So we'd like to send a message to them. We have a WhatsApp group. that is in the description. So you can just click on the link and then you'll be in the WhatsApp group, and then you can communicate with us directly, personally. So we can talk over phone or conversation or 3 or 4 way. So Narayan Prabhu is also available. You can answer any questions. You can directly contact him. He's also in the group.
Or Ramachandra. Ramachandra knows twice as much as I do.
Yeah, we have everything published and archived
He's
on Facebook.
twice as humble.
And
I'm not as
YouTube.
humble. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So was there any other comments coming in from to our meeting?
No, that's about it for tonight.
Tonight there was 2.
Yeah. All right, Mahaprabhu, you end it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari Bol.
Jai.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. You don't want to go in and have your dad say Hare Krishna to us?
Yeah, I'll have him say Hare Krishna to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
I thought we had already gone 10 or 15 minutes over 10 o'clock. It's just 10 o'clock right now.
No, we started a little early, that's why.
Well, then if we started early, that gives us some energy to stay a little late. Are you with your kids?
They want you to say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
How are you? Hare Krishna.
How are you?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jai. Yeah, that's wonderful. And your daughter is going to say Hare Krishna also? You look wonderful.
He says that you look wonderful.
Yeah.
Say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You have good hearing. Your dad has good hearing.
Moderate.
Good enough.
Good
enough.
enough. That's right.
Does he wear hearing aids?
No, he wants me to bring him a pair, but every time I do, he refuses to wear them.
Oh.
So he's still in denial.
I thought that was Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Wasn't it Cleopatra that was in denial? She was on a boat in the Nile.
In the Nile.
Oh.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, everybody.
Okay, so one more thing I'd like to say here on video here. Robin Prabhu also suggested reading of Srila Prabhupada's books. So that can be at a different session. We can have that on Mondays or Tuesdays. So if anyone wants to read Prabhupada's books, they can take lead of the meeting, and then I can hand them the link, and then they can manage that part. The iṣṭa-goṣṭhī and the reading should be kept separate. So in this way, people can feel comfortable expressing themselves. And reading they can do on their own. We recommend people to read every day Prabhupada's books, letters, conversations. But if they want to set up a reading library or reading club.
May I offer a caveat or a suggestion for reading? The reading should pertain to our topics.
Yes. Yeah.
They shouldn't just read. You know, random reading is fine if you're going to get karmis off the street and they're going to join the temple. They sit down and say, wow, I never knew that Krishna was blue or something like that. You know, that's fine. You know, that's fine. But we're intentional. If it's going to have anything to do with us, we should have it on the theme, and that it's not magical and it can't be conscripted, but the general topic being how the golden age of Kali, how Lord Chaitanya is the Shakti, is the Yuga avatar, how the holy name is an incarnation of Krishna, things like that. All the reading that could be done from that would be good. It would be more than reading, then it becomes research for the website.
Jai, all right. Okay. All right, thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Rupa Manjari probably left. Did Rupa leave already? Probably.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna.